Oh, hello. Hey, how are you guys? Oh, it's amazing to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? We haven't done a fire in some time. Yeah, it's lovely, just sitting here. And it's so nice that you can be with me. So quiet, so peaceful. You can just stare into the flames and your whole mind can be totally relaxed. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Campfire. And for those of you, most of you know me, but if you don't know me, my name's Andy and I'm a storyteller. And so many people say to me, does a storyteller tell stories? Absolutely, that is what we do. But if I ask you the question, where do we get stories from? Where would we get stories from? Yes, you're right. You get stories from books. We get stories from listening to other people, correct? But what if we make up stories? What do we call that? That big word that we use when we use our minds to make up stories. What do we call that? Imagination. Absolutely. So what I want to do, for all of you that are at home and you're thinking of things to do and you're going, oh, I'm bored. There's no need to be bored because our brains are incredible. We can do the most amazing things with them and we can let our imagination create wonderful things. So do you want to come on an adventure with me? An imagination adventure. And what we do is we just make up things. And we don't care what they look like. We just make them up and we just share them. So we imagine, we create, and we share. Isn't that a great idea? Should we do that? Fantastic. Okay. And I have this great idea. And it's a bit like, the word talking when we talk. What if we got a piece of chalk or a pen or anything and we just called it Chalking Stories? I had this wonderful idea called Chalking Stories, where we just make up stories and we just draw pictures and it doesn't matter what they look like. We just make them up and we share them with people. Because I promise you now, your imagination and what you make is so amazing because it's just you. Nobody else can do that. So will you come on this adventure? You will. Put your thumbs up like this. Yes? Excellent. Now, this is the first night that I'm doing this campfire. And I think I might call it Campfire with Andy or Chalking Stories Campfire. Chalking Stories Campfire. That's not a bad idea. Maybe if you think of something, you can let me know. Will you do that? I hope so. But the other thing that I need to do today is that I need to tell a story. Because I was supposed to go to a little boy, his name's Owen. And Owen, if you're listening to this story's for you. Because I was meant to come and tell you this story at your birthday party on Sunday. But it didn't happen. Unfortunately, right? I'm sure it may be a little bit sad, but that's okay, because I'm sure your dad and your mum must have made it super special for your birthday. Now, your birthday is actually tomorrow. I am recording this. You can see it's dark. So I'm recording this the night before your birthday. And you are turning, how old are you turning again? 3, 4, 5, yes! 5 years old. So I want to tell you a special story. It's a little bit of it's a funny story, and it has a little bit of a trick in the story. And there's a little bit of a puzzle at the end. Let's see if you can work it out. All right. And this story comes from Africa. And it comes from actually South Africa, right at the very bottom of Africa. That's where your daddy comes from. I know. And all the animals were out walking around. Now, they were all coming together because it was the big race. And every year, all the animals would come together and they would have a big race. Now, do you want to guess which animal always won the race? What's the fastest animal? Do you know what the fastest animal is? The fastest land animal? The cheetah. Wow, you are clever. You knew it was the cheetah. And the cheetah is so fast. And every year the cheetah would win. And now the cheetah, he was getting a little bit full of himself. He was thinking, ha ha ha, I'm the best. I'm so fast. Nobody can beat me. Can you say that with me? I'm the best. I'm so fast. Nobody can beat me. And he's walking around and he's saying this. It's not a very nice thing to do, is it? It's bragging and it's not nice. And all the other animals were getting a little bit of fed up and tired. And they're thinking, why are we even having this race? Because the cheetah always wins. And the cheetah was walking past the tortoise and he was laughing at the tortoise and saying, ha ha, look at you, tortoise. You're so slow. You'll never beat me. And the tortoise looked up at Cheetah and he said, we will see, Cheetah. Ha ha ha! The cheetah walked off. Now, the tortoise is a very clever animal, very cunning. And he's always slow and he's always patient and he's very good. He's very good at coming up with an idea or a trick or a cunning plan. And this tortoise had come up with a special cunning plan. And he went and he called all his friends, all his tortoise friends, and his tortoise cousins, and his tortoise uncles, and his tortoise aunties, and his tortoise grandparents, everyone in his family and his friends that were tortoises. He called them together for a special meeting. And he said to them, right, this is it, guys. We are going to get this cheetah back. And he had a piece of paper and he drew out the plan. And he had a piece of paper and he drew out the plan of exactly what it was he was going to do. The next day was the day of the race. And all the animals lined up. And the cheetah, now we all know that the cheetah can run very fast for about 500 meters, and then it needs to stop and it needs to get its heart rate down and it needs to just take a few deep breaths. All right, and then it can run fast again. It can't just run fast all the time. It needs to stop and pause. So the cheetah went running off as the whistle blew. Well, I don't even know if it was a whistle. It was probably a bird that went bah! Or something like that, right? That was the whistle. Maybe it was an owl. I don't know. I'm not sure what bird it was exactly that made the noise, but that was the noise of the start of the race. And all the animals shot off. And the cheetah was way up front. I mean, he left everybody behind in the dust. And he got so far ahead, he thought, you know what? I need to stop and take a rest. So he stopped under a tree and he took a rest. And he was breathing. Can you breathe deeply for me? And then he looked up, and there in the distance, he saw Tortoise. He thought, how is that possible? How can Tortoise be ahead of me? And so he started to run again, and he passed Tortoise, and he said, see you later. And off he ran, and he left the tortoise in the dust. And the cheetah was able to run fast again, but then he had to stop. He had to take a pause. He had to take a break. And he had to breathe deeply. Can you breathe deeply again? And then he looked up again. And what do you think he saw in the distance again? but Tortoise. And he thought, how is this possible? How can the Tortoise be ahead of me again? So off he ran again, and he passed the Tortoise, and he waved. He said, "Bye-bye, Tortoise, see you later." And off he left. Off he went, and he left the Tortoise in the dust. But the Cheetah had to stop again to take a deep breath. So let's take another deep breath. And then Cheetah looked up. Oh, he saw the Tortoise again. And he thought, no, this can't be right. I'm so tired. But he knew that he had to win this race. So off he ran again. And he passed the Tortoise, and he did the same thing. "Bye-bye, Tortoise. See you later." And he left the Tortoise in the dust. But Cheetah was so tired now. And he could see the finishing line just up ahead. And he thought, no, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to get my breath back. And then I'm going to race through the finishing line. And he's breathing. And he looked up, and he blinked. He blinked his eyes, because there in the distance, what did he see? But he saw Tortoise approaching the finishing line. And he thought, this cannot be possible. And he shot off, and he ran, and he ran, and he ran, and he ran. But unfortunately, the Tortoise crossed the finishing line before Cheetah. And Cheetah was distraught. Everyone cheered for Tortoise, because Tortoise had won. And Cheetah could not understand how he had not won that race. And then it was the time, a little bit later was the time for the prize giving. And all the animals came together to get the prize. And the Cheetah wasn't very happy. He didn't want to come get the second place prize. He wanted the first place prize. And then they announced the winner. The lion stood up and he said, "The winner of this year's race is Tortoise and his cousin and his uncle and his auntie and his granddad and his grandma and all his cousins and all his friends, blah, blah, blah." And all these tortoises came up together to get the prize. And then Cheetah realized what had happened. Everybody had played a trick on him. You see, do you know what Tortoise had done? What he had done, right? You know what he did, right? Do you know what Tortoise did? Well, he got all his cousins and his aunties and his uncles and his granddad and his grandma and all his friend tortoises. And they all stood at different parts of the race course, right? And Cheetah thought it was the same tortoise. But when you look at a tortoise, they all look very similar, don't they? So when Cheetah thought it was the one tortoise, it was actually different tortoises. And everyone said to Cheetah, "You were horrible to us. You were bragging, and you thought you could win this race. But now you have learned a lesson." And Cheetah said, "Yes, I'm sorry, but I still am the best. I still am the fastest." "We shall see," said Tortoise. "We shall see." Owen, that story is for you, my friend. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful day. Now, I also wanted to sing you happy birthday, because in South Africa, one of the most spoken languages is Zulu. And I thought it'd be quite nice to sing you happy birthday in Zulu. Would you like that? And maybe your family can sing it with you. And I tell you what, I'll do that. I'll teach everybody that's watching can sing with you. Okay, so here we go. Is everyone listening? Okay, repeat after me. Usuku ulumnandi kuwe lukuzawa. Okay, I'll say that again. Usuku ulumnandi kuwe lukuzawa. And we're going to sing it to the tune of Happy Birthday. Okay, are you ready? Everyone ready? Owen, you don't need to sing because it's your birthday, right? You just need to sit there with a big smile on your face. Okay, here we go. Usuku ulumnandi kuwe lukuzawa. Usuku ulumnandi kuwe lukuzawa. Usuku ulumnandi lukuzawa Owen. O sukulam nandi kue, lukulzawa. Happy birthday, Owen. Have a wonderful day. So guys, I could sit here all night. Well, I probably will sit here for quite some time and sit here and watch this fire. And I could sit and tell more stories, but I think what I'll do is I'm going to tell some stories often. I'm going to set my fire out and come out and do some stories, and maybe during the day we'll make some things outside. I'll find some sticks and we'll do some bushcraft and we'll make some things, and I've made a little chalkboard so we can do some chalking stories. That will be fun. And if any of you guys are struggling because you're at home and you want to send me a message, you can do that. So you can ask a grown-up in your family. They can send me a message to my Instagram account. It's Andy Cops. So that's ANDYCOPPS. And you can send me a message there. Or you can send me a message from my website. My website is andycops.com. Or you can go on my Facebook page. So my Facebook is andycops.uk. So just ask a grown-up in your family. Maybe they can help you. And send a message, or send me things that you've made as well. Or just send me something you'd like me to do. Perhaps we can do some songs. We can do some campfire songs. That'd be quite good fun. You could share a story if you want, or you can share a picture. Any ideas you have, just send them my way. All right. Now, before we go, I'm going to teach you another Zulu phrase that I love. And this is my shout out for every day. And it's two words. It's yebo, and yebo means yes. And the other word is kulalanga. Yebo kulalanga, and that means say yes to the day. So I want you every day to wake up and you can shout yebo kulalanga, say yes to the day, because every day has to be a wonderful day. All right. Will you try and make every day a wonderful day? Now, my dog is barking. You probably can hear him barking, and I need to go and sort him out. So I'm going to have to say goodbye, and I will see you again soon. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.